Prime Minister Narendra Modi will leave for Vladivostok in Russia this evening to take part in the 5th Eastern Economic Forum EEF Summit. The Prime Minister will also attend the 20th Annual Summit between Russia and India during the 3-day visit. Briefing news persons in Delhi last evening, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said strengthening bilateral relationship in the field of oil and gas exploration will be high on the agenda during the visit. The Foreign Secretary said both India and Russia want to move beyond conventional cooperation in defense and nuclear civil cooperation to the new areas of economy. The Foreign Secretary said India attaches a lot of importance to Eastern Economic Summit as the government wants to focus on having business engagement with Russia and other Far Eastern countries. On the sidelines of Eastern Economic Summit, the Prime Minister is expected to hold bilateral talks with the government heads of Japan, Malaysia and Mongolia. As a prelude to the landing of Chandrayaan-2 on the lunar South Pole, its lander Vikram would undergo its first deorbit maneuver this morning. The National Space Agency Indian Space Research Organisation has said the operation will be held between 8:45 and 9:45 a.m. One more deorbit maneuver would be held tomorrow to bring the lander closer than ever to the moon's surface. The lander Vikram was successfully separated yesterday from the orbiter of Chandrayaan-2, which in effect is the mother craft. It would pave the way for its soft landing near the lunar South Pole on Saturday. The BJP-led Haryana government has announced a 4,750 crore rupee waiver on interest and penalty on crop loans. This will benefit around 10 lakh farmers of the state. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar said this while addressing a rally in Bhiwani, Haryana yesterday. According to the announcement, the farmers whose bank accounts were declared non-performing assets (NPAs) by these banks and were unable to renew their loans will now be able to do so. The Chief Minister said around 85,000 farmers had taken loans worth 3,000 crore rupees from the district cooperative central banks. He said farmers will have to pay 2% interest for loans less than 5 lakh rupees, 5% for loans between 5 lakh and 10 lakh rupees, and 10% for bigger loans. The Union Health Ministry has proposed a legislation to address the issue of violence against health care professionals and damage to property of clinical establishments. The ministry has prepared a draft legislation titled The Healthcare Service Personnel and Clinical Establishments Prohibition of Violence and Damage to Property Bill 2019. The bill proposes an imprisonment up to 10 years and fine up to 10 lakh rupees as punishment for assaulting a doctor or healthcare personnel. The ministry has invited suggestions from the public within a span of 30 days on the draft legislations. 8 United States-made Apache AH-64E attack helicopters will be inducted into the Indian Air Force today. The addition of the Apache fleet will significantly enhance the IAF's combat capabilities. Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanoa will be the chief guest during the induction ceremony, which will take place at the Pathankot Air Force Station. The AH-64E Apache is one of the world's most advanced multi-role combat helicopters. The IAF had signed a multi-billion-dollar contract with the US government and Boeing Limited in September 2015 for purchase of 22 Apache helicopters. Sri Lanka's Supreme Court has ruled that the provincial council elections cannot be held under the previous law or the Amendment Act. The decision was conveyed to the President's office on a reference made by the latter to ascertain the possibility of holding the polls. According to a statement issued by the Secretary to the President last evening, the President had sought Supreme Court opinion saying that the delay in holding the provincial council elections would cause the people to lose their voting rights. India beat West Indies by a thumping margin of 257 runs to win the second cricket test and clinch the series 2-0. Chasing a mammoth victory target of 468 runs set by India, West Indies were all out for 210 in their second innings on the penultimate day of the test at Kingston, Jamaica last night. India finished at the top of the ISSF World Cup Rifle Pistol Championship in Rio de Janeiro with 5 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals. Indian pair of Manu Bhakar and Saurav Chaudhary defeated their compatriot rivals Yashaswini Deswai and Abhishek Verma in the summit clash of 10-meter air pistol mixed team event. And that is the end of this news bulletin.